seem to be fighting in the chat of who got there first. But YouTube pleasantries for all the time travelers. Hello, I am Tidbit, she, her. I do voice acting, I play video games, I write stuff, I design things, I do art. And right now, we are playing through the Apollo Justice Trilogy. We are on game number 6, case number 5. First. That's harsh! His hair! Yeah, sorry about the little delay. Bathroom troubles. You know, human things. Oh yeah, and the very last thing we were gonna do is we talked a lot to Dats about all of the stuff. This image. I'm just like, who could that be? I don't know. But there's Dirk's book in the back. What? I don't know what you're talking about. And we're gonna go to the detention center to talk to Dirk himself.
Hey there, son. Came to see your old man again?
Hi, Dirk. Guess they're done questioning you.
Yeah. You'd think Nayuta might have cut their old man a little slack, but no. They really laid into me. Seems like they're really keen on recovering the Founder's orb. And I wouldn't tell them where it was. They confiscated what few possessions I had left.
Wait. Dirk's not wearing his attorney's badge. Oh, that's what looks so wrong.
You'd think Nayuta might cut their old man a nice charcuterie, but no.
They even took that from him?
They confiscated all of my prized jailbreaking tools.
What did you expect? I mean, no prosecutor in their right mind would let a prisoner keep stuff like that. Did they take your attorney's badge too?
No, I thought it was strange, but just when it looked like they were going to take it from me, they changed their mind.
I wonder why. Why aren't you wearing it?
Indeed. I find it hard to understand anything they do these days.
Where is it? Your Karaini's attorney's badge. You've worn it all these years, even though all the lawyers are gone.
Yes, because the dragon's eye is the embodiment of my creed.
He put it in his prison pocket for safekeeping. No! Show the world that a dragon never yields, huh? Hey, Dirk. Oh, this is young Apollo. Hey, Dirk, why are you still wearing your badge? You're not a lawyer anymore, right?
This badge is my heart and soul, son. I'll never stop trying to realize my dream. Not until my very last breath. A dragon never yields, right?
Oh, wait. Nayuta, a dragon never yields, right?
Exactly! Nayuta, Apollo, I vow to restore Karain's legal system to its rightful state one day. I want to pass on to you a world where you can live free from the fear of tyranny.
Nayuta went through reverse puberty. Something like that. If they even went through puberty at all. Whoa. He was always saying stuff like that to the two of us. Nayuta, is the reason why you didn't take Dirk's badge because you still remember those talks too? I really hope that's what it is.
Son, would you like to keep my badge for me?
Are you sure? I can't take something so important to you.
That's exactly why I want you to hold on to it, Apollo. I'm placing my fate in your hands.
All right. I'll make sure it stays safe. Boy, this is heavier than expected. What do you know?
It's the only remaining photo of your father. Take good care of it.
I will. I'm just surprised to see it after all these years.
I had a tough time tracking it down and retrieving it. It was taken by some European tourists who just happened to be watching your father. I had one of my men go to Europe to look them up and ask whether we could have it.
I wonder who these European tourists are. You went through all that trouble?
I did. So don't go losing it or anything.
I said I'd take good care of it, didn't I? Oy.
Inga Kahul Karine. He was an entirely insufferable, unlikable fellow. But I never thought he'd wind up dead.
Why didn't you like him?
He was the most hawkish one in the Garan regime. He established the secret police to arrest us rebels without due process. Those they managed to capture were immediately executed.
Yui.
My compatriots in the Defiant Dragons came to call him the Executioner.
The Executioner? Ugh. Pretty iconic, considering how he ended up. Pretty ironic, considering how he ended up.
He's probably in hell now, being tormented by those he wrongfully put to death. Is that for me, son?
No, I was just wondering if you knew anything about it.
Oh, it looks so shiny. I need something to eat in here. What? You came to visit me and you didn't even bring a present?
I'll take that as a no. I found this in the tomb. Look familiar?
That's...
Dirk?
Where did you find it?
Down between the monk statues in the tomb. Is it yours, Dirk?
It's something I bought.
Why is he suddenly acting all awkward in the tomb of his late wife and seeing an object of her affection?
I wonder when I lost it. Let's have it. It's very important to me.
Of course. Just make a note about it for future reference. Pink butterfly pendant returned to Dirk, but a record of it remains in the court record.
Apollo, remember how Inga said he had someone dear to Dirk?
Why don't you ask about that? Oh, right, I'll give it a try. I want to keep presenting evidence. What do you know about this? Not even looking at it.
Careful with that. Don't go showing it around town. You'll be branded a rebel.
But I'm not a rebel.
Don't be ridiculous. You're a member of the Defiant Dragons simply by being my son. Or did you think that dragon tattoo on your rear end was just for show?
What? You have a tattoo on your butt, Apollo? Let me see. Relax, Athena. He's just jerking our chains again.
I wonder how much fan art actually took that to heart. My attorney's badge. We don't see those around here anymore.
It's not exactly something you can wear publicly, is it? Oh, it's just below the neckline.
Yeah, and if you did, people would jeer and throw things at you. I've had tomatoes, cabbages, even eggs thrown at me.
That sounds awful. But at least they didn't throw rocks.
True. Plus, if you were good at catching things, you'd have the start of a good meal.
What?
It's true. An hour's walk can yield all you need for a nice big hot pot.
Dirk, I'm sorry I never knew how bad things were when you were raising us. I'm sure he's had eggs thrown at him. Why is eggs spelled? What does that mean? Okay. Oh, what do you know about back pain medicine?
Is that for me, son?
Yeah, you're carrying a whole lot of the performances.
Sorry, but I'm the one with the fan, you know. Not even Tidbit has fans.
You mean the goddess?
Yeah.
What did the minister mean when he said he had someone dear to you in the palm of his hand? Who was he talking about? Nayuda seemed to know, but they wouldn't tell me anything.
It was Nayuda.
Get loved and cherished, idiot.
Well, I've no idea, so...
Well, you obediently followed his every word after he said that. So it seems to me the minister was in close proximity to someone you really care about.
Oh,
Someone you really care about that isn't Nayuda? Wait, don't tell me. Is there a new lady in your life, Dirk?
What? No! Don't be ridiculous, son! They're non-binary. Their name is Marshy. Doesn't always have to be a woman. The love of my life was Amara. She's gone now, and there will never be another like her.
I vow I'd never get married again after the noodle incident. My bracelet. Wait, does this mean... Dirk, have you really not met somebody new? Face. Don't see any tells. And he's mostly wrapped in his... Ooh, what about his left hand? Can't go any lower than this. Are we gonna have like a Gavin moment with the back of the hand showing a skull? Nope. What the?
Gotcha!
The heck is that? Dirk, you can't fool me. You tensed up when you said, "But she's gone now." And you unconsciously moved your arm, causing something to press up against your jacket.
What? How did you do that?
Oh, so that's it. You're hiding a woman's photo up your sleeve. You don't have to keep secrets like that from me, Dirk. You're an eligible bachelor now. but you'll introduce her to me at some point, right?
I keep telling you, there's no other woman!
Fine. Now let's see it. What are you hiding up your sleeve?
It's just this. Satisfied?
But that's the pendant we found at Amara's tomb.
See? I wasn't trying to hide anything.
Then why did you tense up? Dirk, let me have a look at that. Hey, what's this button for? Huh? Whoa. It's... There's a fingerprint here. It's a picture of Dirk and some lady. And she's really young looking, too. Mon Dieu. Are you into younger women, Dirk?
Well, if you also look there, I have both my eyes!
Dirk, you old dog, you got yourself a younger lover.
Will you stop with all this nonsense? This is Amara before she died. If you look closer, you'll see I was younger too. Do you not notice the second eye?
Oh, you're right. Ah, that's no fun.
That is my dead wife! You insensitive...
Hey, she's from a different land. She's a European tourist.
Fine, I'll let it go this one time.
Wait a second. Haven't we seen this woman before? Now that you mention it... Isn't this the woman as the same in the other... Isn't this woman the same as the one in the pendant's photo? Take that! The woman in the pendant is also the one in this photo.
Oh, did you bring me something, son?
No, you can't do that again.
Apollo, where did you get this?
From the safe in Inga's room. Apollo, if this is Queen Amara, it'd have been at least taken... If this is Queen Amara, it'd have had to have been taken at least 23 years ago. But that's just not possible. Yeah, I just noticed the same thing. Here's why the photo couldn't be 23 years old. The book is the outlier of the law. Take a look at the law book. It has the mark of the Defiant Dragons branded on it. But that mark didn't exist until after you started your revolutionary activities, Dirk. Oh, hey, Kiri's in chat. Oh, no, Europeans! More like European. That's what Pisket is gonna do. Hello, furry man. Hi, Ted. Colon 3. So, this photo must have been taken after Garand came into power. And that didn't happen until after Amara was assassinated. So then, how could Amara even be in this photo?
The spirit channeling, you know, we're in crime.
But the hair color changes. Fuck. Wait a second. That would mean that Amara is... still alive?
Looks like you found me out, son.
Wait, so it's actually true? Photoshop 2030X. Dirk! What do you mean Amara's still alive? I thought she'd been assassinated.
So did I. But it seems she made it out alive, only to be held captive by the Grand Regime.
Why would they do that?
When I fled from the law and went underground 23 years ago, I heard some shocking news from a Defiant Dragon spy. There were rumors of Queen Amara being sighted in the palace.
And those rumors turned out to be true?
Yes, I snuck into the palace to see for myself. She was confined within the grounds, but otherwise, she was fit as a fiddle.
So then, the sarcophagus in the tomb, it's empty?
Yes, the entire tomb is one big charade. Garan had it built to stage Amara's death.
So we're not going to be cursed by her vengeful spirit. Whew, that's a relief. Athena, not the time. Sorry.
She was being held under virtual house arrest. So I freed her, and we made a run for it. This photo was taken back then.
Look at how they're both grinning from ear to ear. There's a fingerprint on the metal part. I guess Dirk must have left it by accident. Oh, Mr. Sadmahi, I want to hear all about how you ran away with Queen Amara. Marsh, Ibby. Wait, a lot of the chat moved once it did the reveal. I'm gonna get rid of her. He's mine. Don't you dare do that, Marshy. Tarbox, friend. Hot titty, friend.
Marshy killed her. Case closed.
She ain't dead yet, Kiri. I still have work to do. Hey, my friends. Is this okay for us to talk about right in front of the guard? Yeah, the guards don't talk. This has been just an Ace Attorney thing throughout every single game. The guards don't talk. And even when they had a moment of where it's just like, Francisca is just like, oh, I had a way to see into the, the room. Wait, that is French. She took a picture from the questioning room, and it wasn't from the guard's position. And it's just like, seriously? Not even that moment? They're not alive! They're background props. I'm surprised Amara agreed to run away with you. I mean, Gran must have told her that you tried to kill her.
I tried to convince her that I wasn't the one who set the blaze.
And she believed you?
She said, and I quote, "I shall accompany you so I may ascertain the truth myself." She always was a tough one to read.
I bet she was thrilled you came to her rescue, Mr. Sadmahi. To be set free by your beloved. It's like something out of a fairy tale.
Yeah. Well, there was no happily ever after once Garan's people caught up with us. They took Amara away to who knows where. I snuck back into the palace and searched high and low for her, but to no avail. They probably moved her to some remote mountain prison or the like.
Dirk, does Nayuta know about this?
They know she's their true mother. I told them as much.
Wait, is that why Nayuta is following Garan's orders?
Most likely.
So then, do you think that deep down they don't really want to prosecute you?
Well, they're not one to show their feelings. And lately I've had no idea what they're thinking. Apollo, we need to grill the queen about Amara when we have the chance.
I was wondering about something. The little baby the lady's holding. Is that Prosecutor Saad Mahi?
No, they were born before 23 years ago. Unless it's... Yeah, that would put them at 2, not swaddling size. Tough one to read, much like Cat in the Hat.
If there was an AA like that, then I'd be imprisoned. Then I'd imprison them in the mountains. It's me, I'm the baby. Ibby the baby. Do you know what else has 2 B's and a Y? Baby. Who has that in their name? Ibby. Obviously, Ibby is baby. Sorry, Ibby. Biscuit already has dibs. When was that? The queen was queening indeed. We already said the baby is Biscuit. When did that happen? Fucking scroll up in chat. We said it. Okay. Is that Prosecutor Saad Mahi? Imagine, like, referring to someone by their, like, work title when they're a child. I'm just like, yeah, that's Foreman Rohan right there when they were only 2. It's like, why don't you just call them Rohan? Not necessarily. It could just as well be me. After all, we're only 1 year apart, but that would still put it at Apollo being 24 or 26. I forget how old Apollo is. Is Apollo older than Nayuta? Like, top of chat, start of stream, Wizards of Waverly Place. Apollo's 6.5, so Apollo's older than Nayuta. Neat. That would still not put it 23 years ago. I don't know. I mean, the kid in the picture is too cute to be you. Let's solve this by asking Dirk himself. Alright, now you'll talk about the photo. Dirk, about the cute little kid in this photo. Does that mean...
Huh? What are you talking about?
After 7 dads, Apollo finally gets a mom. Second mom. See? I told you it was Prosecutor Saad Mahi.
Yeah? Oh, I see. Well, either way, it's not you, son.
So then, if it's Nayuta, it was taken when they were about a year old, right? That would mean you ran away with Amara around 22 or 23 years ago.
Hmm? You're pretty good with numbers, son. Impressive.
Huh? What kind of answer is that?
Before you go, son, there is something else I need to tell you about. Something important.
But what is it, Dirk? I've never seen you act so serious before.
I literally did it on TV, but sure.
So what's this something important you have to tell me?
Listen, son. If you ever manage to prove me innocent tomorrow, even if you manage to prove me innocent tomorrow, I don't have long to live. Huh? What are you talking about? What I mean is, I can already hear the Twilight Realm calling my name. There is no escaping death now that it has its sights set on me.
What? Is this another one of your jokes?
I wish it was.
You can't fool me, Dirk. That's strange. Why isn't my bracelet reacting?
Are you sick? It's something like that.
So, you're not joking?
I'm afraid not, son. Sorry.
Isn't there a cure? Or at least some sort of treatment?
Unfortunately not. Not for what I've got.
If you need some kind of surgery, I'll work hard until I can pay it for you. So please!
It's too late. There's nothing more to be done now.
But you always said a dragon never yields! Why are you giving up now?
Apollo, I'm sorry. I really am.
I don't understand. Why is this happening, Dirk? Why? I just got you back!
Listen, Apollo. I've got a favor to ask of you. Would you keep quiet about this? I don't want my fellow dragons to find out. They'd lose all hope if they knew I was dying. Would you do that for me?
Of course. Why is this happening now? Just when I was finally starting to feel like you really are my... Ugh. You hear that, Marshy? Clock is ticking. I thought that this time we'd finally... But now... Men are always hotter on their deathbeds, Kiri. I don't know why, but hearing that little message just immediately made me think of the grandpa from Stardew Valley. Damn it. Why? Apollo.
Listen, son. I don't have much longer to live. But I'll never let them execute me. Not before I finish what I need to do.
I know, Dirk. There's no way I'm gonna let them prove you guilty. Before he goes, I'm gonna turn back time by righting the wrongs that have been done. I'm going to restore Dirk's freedom. Turn a smile to Nayuta's face. I'm going to win this case. I just have to. Everything will be fine!
Son, I have one more big secret.
What? There's something else you've been hiding from me?
I'm afraid I can't tell you what it is. I'd be betraying a certain someone if I did.
Huh? What's that supposed to mean? Come on!
Forgive me. You'll just have to find out for yourself. That's the only way.
I don't understand, Dirk.
Apollo, in court tomorrow, you may find yourself faced with a truth that is difficult to accept. But I know you, and I know you can handle the truth, no matter what it turns out to be. I know that because I believe in you, You're my son, after all.
Dirk. What is he talking about? Wait. He's not gonna reveal that he actually is the killer. Is he? I'll be back, guys. Don't do anything without me. Hey, 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 don't you dare try and go and kill Amara. Looks like we've run out of things to discuss. Apollo, are you okay? I'm fine.
Free him! No! Release Duck!
What is going on out there?
Sounds like the party's getting started without me.
Huh? It's coming from the temple. But let's go, Apollo, and take a look. Temple. May 18th. Whoa! What is all this?
What are they?
Huh? Well, look at that. The people are coming to take their courts back.
Don't hold back, men! Arrest them all! Dirk belongs to the people! Give him back!
Yeah! Where are you holding him?
Quiet down, you!
They have my big sister too, but she didn't do anything wrong.
Ouch! Stop pulling my hair!
Release my son! Release him now!
Ow! No biting! Stop that!
This is really something. And it looks like Dad's and Mrs. and me are leading in the charge. Whoa. You unenlightened fools. Do you honestly think this will change anything?
Yuti! Why do you keep serving that witch Garen?
It's... Hey! Nayuta! You again? What's going on here? It would appear that the insurgents are fanning the flames of rebellion. But I never thought it would grow so large. However, they will all be under arrest shortly. Reinforcements are almost here. They'll be arrested? Just for protesting? They are aiding and abetting a criminal by seeking his release. Her Eminence, Queen Garan, has ordered that they be arrested and judged en masse. But weren't you once a member of the Defiant Dragons too? People can change, Apollo. How can you go along with this? I am simply following the orders that Her Eminence has handed down. No, it can't be as simple as that. Listen, Nayuta! There's something I want to talk to you about. Nope. Hey! You're not getting away from me, Daddy! You're not getting away this time! We need to talk! I see there is no reasoning with you. Very well then, speak. Kid, read my message. Heart M&Ms. It's really funny. Trust me, so funny. You should read it. You said Mrs. It'd be better. Turbot, you're doing great. So chill now. I like his theme. Guessing Blair inherited the Irish ones for some reason. What? I guess there's other conversations going on in chat. Nayuta, do you really have to serve as prosecutor on Dirk's case? I mean, prosecuting your own flesh and blood. It's just not right.
Again with this drivel. Your ethical standards are not the be-all and all of the world around you.
You asked them already. Shut up, Apollo. I'm not getting into another debate with them. No one wants more Matty dialogue. Well, Kiri does. Nayuta, did you know that Dirk is sick? What?
I thought that was supposed to be in confidence with you.
He apparently doesn't have much longer to live. If found guilty, he probably wouldn't even make it until his execution day.
What are you talking about? The second we find Dirk guilty, he will be executed in the damn pool! We are not letting him live any longer.
Knowing this, are you still prepared to send an already dying man to his grave? Well, enough with the Zen monk act, Nayuta. Tell me how you really feel.
Mr. Justice, each person is born with a role to fulfill. And I must fulfill mine.
Well, I'm not convinced that taking Dirk to trial is a part of your lot in life. As for why you've been at Grand's every beck and call, I think I might have the answer. Nayuta, you know the truth about your mother, don't you?
Oh, interesting that you said my mother, and not including yours. Was she not present in your life?
No! I didn't know about her until, the fire happened. Because that's where I was left. So yeah, she wasn't in my life. She's your mother. About how the former queen is still alive and being held somewhere.
So Dirk told you, did he? Yes, it's true. My mother was spirited away to some remote corner of this kingdom to keep her safe from harm.
Safe from harm? But Dirk said the Garan regime is holding her captive, because if they weren't, she'd still be queen!
No, they are keeping her safe.
So you don't know where Amara is being held?
I only know that it is some secluded hideaway where visitors are not allowed. It's called a hat. I have heard she leads a simple life akin to that of monastic disciples.
Sure sounds like she's being held captive to me. Listen, Nayuta. Aren't you really doing the Queen's bidding? Because she's holding Amara captive? Tidbit, solve my murder. I bet you can't. It was Jeff the Shark. It was team kill. Give me the silly 3 digits on the back of your debit card or I don't believe you.
No! Gun.
Nope. Jeff! This whole thing with Dirk. You know he didn't really kill Inga, don't you?
Fuck you.
Dirk doesn't have much longer to live, so I want to help him however I can. This time,
it's your turn.
You could have been killed. You risked your life to save us. Why?
Ugh, what a silly question. What father wouldn't risk his life to save his own children? Nayuta, Apollo, don't you ever hesitate to call when you need me. Understand? It's our turn to help Dirk however we can. What you speak of is futile.
That gentle
Fuck you. Inga, Bude, Gada, Bodega, baby. Don't you know that I love you?
caught me off guard. I'm back, folks. I sure hope nothing has happened since I left. Why is Nayuta here? Why are we outside? Why is there a revolution outside? New pose. Protest happened, Marshy. We saw Dats punch a man.
Let it go and move on.
Protestant Reformation. You really struck a nerve.
I side with the protest.
Good.
The guilty verdict, the hopelessness. You must resign yourself to it all. Clinging to false hope now will only serve to magnify your future despair. So let it go and move on. Nayuta, are you really just gonna roll over like this? I've no more time for idle chatter. I must prepare for tomorrow's trial. Now, if you'll excuse me.
Apollo. I sensed a whirlpool of emotions coming from within Prosecutor Sudmahi just now. Anger, shock, bewilderment, and an icy sorrow as deep and dark as an abyss.
For anyone who expected character growth here, you're dumb.
Hi, it's me. I'm dumb.
Not dumb, just hopeful, just optimistic.
No, dumb.
No, I'm just cheerful. Wonderment, joy. No, dumb. Yeah, I picked up on that too. Looks like Dirk really won't be the only one who will need my help tomorrow. I think it's about time to pay Queen Garan another visit and ask her about her sister, Amara.
The audience chamber.
The Royal Guard isn't around.
I have no idea who this is, so I'm just gonna do Rafa because fan service. That is utter hooey! You can't continue to deceive the people like that. Rafa, justice is more than simply speaking the truth.
Is that Princess Rafa and Queen Garan over there?
You deceived me too, Mother! How can I ever believe a word you say again? You nincompoop!
Your benevolence. I couldn't help but overhear.
You impudent!
Ow! Are you okay, Mr. Wright? Can't believe she actually punched you. Yeah, I'm used to it by now. I've had worse. There was this one prosecutor, they had a whip. Ow! They just allowed that? Yeah, they even allowed another prosecutor to throw boiling coffee at my face. More than once. Jeez. And then there was this other time I was in a bar. Yeah. Was playing the piano poorly. And someone whacked me over the head with a bottle. Weird. Was that on the date? No, it was like several weeks before. Okay.
What's the matter with the princess?
It sounds like she was arguing with her mother. Maybe it has something to do with this picture. Rafa said she'd had to ask her mother about some secret or another as soon as she saw it. So then... Does that mean that Princess Rafa knows what really happened? That Amara wasn't assassinated? And is still very much alive? It would seem so. And she doesn't seem to be taking Garan's lies very well. But that's no surprise considering how much Rafa reveres her mother.
That would definitely cause her a great deal of anguish and sadness. Eavesdropping, are we? How very rude. You there. Are you not Dirk's son?
Oh, nice to meet you, Your Eminence. We're actually here to speak with you, if you could spare a moment.
Okay.
This is one of the characters you don't want to show evidence to. Your Eminence, Dirk told me about our Amara. How she's still alive, that is.
We know not of what you speak.
Oh, gee, it was ridiculous.
Ow. Hang on to that.
What? SpongeBob reference? Yes, it'd be. Wow. Those drums have some awfully suspiciously shaped 9 6s.
And I'm repeating everything you say right now into the microphone.
First companion to punch Phoenix? No. I know Phoenix has been hit before. Though I guess... Wait, yes. Definitely yes. Pearl has punched Phoenix. Meyer. Maybe Maya has punched Phoenix as well, but I can't remember that off the top of my head. John Meyer. After Dirk learned Amara was still alive, he rescued her, and they ran off together. But she was captured and remains captive in a secret location to this day.
Do you want to try that word again?
Yes. And remains captive in a secret location to this day. As for Nayuta doing your bidding, it's only because Amara's life is in your hands.
Oh, what an active imagination you have.
A lawyer and a comedian, how droll. Whoa. Where did they come from? Anyway, if she's gonna play dumb, I'll just have to jog her memory with some evidence. No, don't do that! Do that in court, you fucking nincompoop. There's guards here now! Hello, Fiend Nick. It's me, your friend John Mayer, from the good old days with all the fent and the parties. Maya Fent. Party's Fent. Is that like a absolute fuck up of the name's Pearl Fey? No, I was saying I got this Fent from a party, so it's Party Fent. Why were you thinking of Ace Attorney? Oh. Your Eminence, I ask that you take a look at this photo.
Why, that's...
It's a photo of Amara. And here, you can see a law book bearing the mark of the Defiant Dragons. I believe you know what that means. Okay, I right before the blink, I swore her eye twitched. Just the one, just...
It's not just me who sees Majora's Mask in those beads. Which beads? There's several beads on screen. Very well. Royal Guard, stand down.
Yes, Your Eminence. Your wish is our command.
It seems there is no need to perpetuate this charade any longer. We shall speak of all we know.
Amara's alive! So then, you admit that Amara's still alive?
Yes, she is under our protection in a safe location.
I think you mean being held prisoner. And where is she being kept?
Now why would we tell the son of a traitor that?
Guess she has a point there. Except for the fact that the whole reason you say he's a traitor is because supposedly Dirk killed Amara, but now that we know Amara is alive, that means there is no evidence of Dirk trying to be a traitor.
Now, heed our warning, Horned Devil. It would not be wise to inform the people that Amara yet lives. It would only serve to plunge public order into chaos.
I have no intention of doing that, yet. Besides, there are real terrorists out there who might try and kill her.
Good. Now, there was something we have been meaning to ask you. Do you know what has become of the Founder's Orb?
No. Goodbye.
The Founder's Orb went missing after Dirk took it into the tomb. As his son, we thought you might know something of its current whereabouts.
I knew it. I suppose I should tell you thank you for that free running tour of Khura'in.
That was the Royal Guard's own doing.
Nice try, lady. They follow your every order. But now you're definitely not getting the orb, ever. Why do you want the orb so badly, anyway?
Why would anyone agree to that? Your voice is getting better. For her is getting better. Make her creepy.
I'm going to wait till she's like full mask off creepy. Because obviously she's trying to be
more composed and looking like, oh, I don't know what you are talking about. She is safe. I am not the issue here.
No, your current weird is good.
Because it would be most dangerous in the wrong hands. It must be recovered.
Is the legend true? Can the orb really impart spiritual powers? Are you worried that someone could overthrow you with it?
The Holy Mother's power is without equal. Should Her Holiness once again return to our world, she could conceivably bestow great power upon the one who unlocked the orb's secret.
I guess it makes sense, considering spirit channeling is a fact of life here.
So we ask you, Horned Devil, did you receive the Founder's Orb from Dirk?
Does it look like I did?
So you like to play games, do you? Royal Guard.
Yes, Your Eminence!
Search this devil and his belongings. Now I'm really glad we don't actually have this piece of evidence on us.
At once, Your Eminence! Don't move. You're only gonna make this harder for yourself. Oh, wait, it's this guy. Don't move! You're only gonna make this harder for yourself! Yikes! Hey, cut it out! Ow! What the?
Ow! Apollo! Don't strip here!
Stop resisting! Just submit your sword already! No! Wait! Hey! Cut it out! I hear the belt. Ah!
Athena, you literally just asked to see his cheeks! Yeah, but, like, not like this. It's so weird when someone else strips someone else, whereas if you ask someone to get naked and they make themselves naked, it's their choice of getting naked. It's fine. There's the consent there. But when it's someone else doing it, that's really wrong. They're gonna check if there's a dragon tattoo on his tushy. Oi, doing that guard just all of a sudden reminded me it is drink time.
Apollo Jr. eats out.
It's 5 o'clock somewhere. Good thing this ain't alcoholic. It's just tea to help my throat.
Rest in pieces, my poor tattered dignity.
Tidbit says driving into her son's bedroom already drunk. No! I don't ever want to drink alcohol again. It's bleh. Disgusting.
There's no sign of the Founder's Orb, Your Eminence!
So, you have hidden it somewhere. No matter. We shall recover it one way or another once you are found guilty of abetting the accused.
Dirk was right. She really is bent on getting the orb.
It's Apollo's cooter. Hey, shush.
Spread it out, Apollo.
No! Mother!
Looks like the princess is back.
I took a stroll to try to calm myself, but I still find this situation unacceptable. The people must be informed about Queen Amara.
So she does know about that.
Rafa, you do not yet possess a clear grasp of how a government and its people interact. There will always be secrets that must be kept from the ignorant masses. You have little faith in our people, Mother. She's getting African. What does that mean? Is there something I don't get? Her accent. Oh! Okay, it may sound a little African, but that's just me trying to be extremely deliberate about how she talks, and she uses her jaw a lot. Just taking every syllable and just kind of maximizing them. And I also, because of, it's like, you have little faith in our people, it made me think, is the reason Rafa says so many, like, different, like, nincompoop, ignoramus, idiot, barbed head, stuff like that, is because her mother, the queen, constantly is just shit-talking the people of just like, all of these people, such nincompoops. No, he's from the Mets. He's from both. Mother complains about the people. Father complains about the Mets. Gotta have a complaint. But it is the royal priestess's duty to always speak the truth. And as such, I cannot remain silent. I will not. The truth, you say? Your mind has been poisoned by the barbed one. It was an honor and a pleasure, Your Eminence. We must speak with our child. It is a mother's duty to discipline her child, after all. Now, if you would excuse us. Be the one Apollo's too much of a bitch to. Discipline? Coming from her? I do not like the sound of that at all. No Roblox for a month! No! How will she get Hatsune Miku tomorrow? Girl, I know that's Fortnite and it's different from Roblox, but it's funny. Well, Apollo, let's head back to the safe house for now. Good idea. We need to go over what we found and collect our thoughts. Can't at people? Oh no! What is the biscuit special? Help! I need somebody help, not just anybody help. Marshy, no. Bad Marshy. Ah, you're back. Thank you for holding down the fort, Chief Prosecutor Edgeworth. Sorry it took so long. Hope you weren't too bored. I watched The Plum Punisher, Warrior of Neo Twilight Realm, while you were gone. And my verdict is, it's an outrage, especially its theme song. Even worse, the people here believe it as an original Karainese show. I've already spoken at length with Mr. Arabal. I'm not sure what he's blabbering about. But at least it seemed he wasn't bored. Hope you're not too bored. Gets hit with a wooden plank.
moving along to things that actually matter. We've gathered about all the information and evidence we can concerning this case. I think it's time we go over everything we've learned so far.
Yeah, let's start with the talk. Poor Biscuit got a strange DM. What? There's a screenshot people pass around. Moving on to things that actually mattered. Tid can see it in the group chat. I will look at that after stream. Don't want to get too sidetracked about things that aren't on screen.
The Orb trial, Maya's abduction, and the murder of the mastermind behind it all, Justice Minister Inga. I'm starting to have doubts if he was actually the mastermind. Yeah, really seems like a pawn in all this. It's a lot to consider. Think you have all the facts straight in your head? I've got a few facts gay, but I guess that counts. Yep, I've got it covered, Mr. Wright. It's the truth about what really went down that's gonna be the problem.
Yeah. It's like the more we learn about this case, the less we understand.
I agree. There's a deep darkness enveloping this case. I'm almost afraid of what we'll find once we lift the black veil. Suffice to say, the real killer is certainly waiting underneath. The real killer, huh? Now that's the million-dollar question. Who killed Inga? And why? Think Apollo. Who would you say had a motive to commit this crime?
I, for one, am drawing a complete blank.
I want to know how the killer slipped into the tomb, killed Inga, and slipped back out without ever being seen. That's a bona fide locked room mystery right there. Well, we've collected plenty of evidence and statements. I just hope the rest comes out in court. It'll be a thinner tightrope than usual, that's for sure. This case has one big fly in the ointment. In order to prove Dirk completely innocent, we'll have to exonerate him of the crime committed 23 years ago. Amara's supposed assassination.
Right. We know Amara is still alive, but Dirk couldn't still be charged with plotting to kill her. But Dirk could still be charged with plotting to kill her.
He couldn't discover the truth, even after 2 decades of investigating. So our biggest hurdle is going to be the complete lack of evidence. The fire made sure of that.
Mr. Wright, have you ever won a case without any evidence?
No. That's one thing I've never done before. A trial unprecedented even in the decorated annals of the Write Anything Agency. Still, I can't help but wonder, is there really no evidence left behind? Oh, and we can't forget about the Defense Culpability Act. Those who would support criminals will be deemed just as guilty. In short, if Dirk is found guilty and is sentenced to death, we'll likely join him in a very public execution.
You know, I'd love to be able to just, like, throw the book and be like, well, this crime concerning Dirk Sedmahi about the fires of stuff is completely safe to do because the DC Act was only enacted after the case happened. So, cannot be embedded to this weird act, right? Right? That's how laws work, right? Probably not.
Yeah.
beat the charges or die. What kind of crazy upside-down legal system is this anyway?
Don't worry. I can't ask someone as young as you to risk your life, Athena. So tomorrow, it'll just be me and Apollo on the courtroom floor. But you can support us by watching from the gallery.
What? No! I want to help! I'm part of the agency too, after all. And what the heck am I gonna do if both of you die?
Sorry, but this is a direct order from your boss. Plus, there's Prosecutor Blackwell to think of. He said he'd use me for sword practice if I put you in harm's way.
Ugh. Simon. Well, at least promise me this, you two. Promise me you'll make it back alive. I thought Athena was gonna say, but I want to die! I have nothing to live for! Trucy keeps on stealing my girlfriends!
Well, she is the better of you two.
I know, but I have a gameplay gimmick!
She has magic panties.
Fuck!
What's with that face, Apollo? You'll never inspire confidence in your clients like that. And he'll play right into the prosecution's hands. Remember, the worst of times are when lawyers have to force their biggest smiles. She thinks she has a chance. You're right. Even if it seems hopeless, or when there's not a shred of evidence to be found, we can never let it show on our faces. Right? But will I actually be able to do that tomorrow? When push comes to shove, will I be able to force my biggest smile?
To be continued. Okay. We got about an hour and 40 minutes left of the stream. So, we are continuing.
May 19th, 8:50 a.m. High Court of Karine. Your keyboard sounds like a fight stick.
It's just a very clicky-clacky Corsair keyboard.
May 19th, 9:28. High Court of Karine. Accused lobby.
It's complete chaos outside.
Let's just say the Defiant Dragon supporters demonstrating... Let's just say the Defiant Dragon's supporters demonstrating for Dirk's freedom have taken a very special interest in the outcome of today's trial.
Also, I just want to see how the, DC Act works of just, does it have transitive properties of, you giving a statement to the lawyer? Does that count as you abetting a criminal because you're helping a lawyer who is now a criminal by the act, and therefore it makes you a criminal? Rafa, time, let's go. Fishbowl. If only we had some way to control chaos. I watched a little bit of the Sonic 3 movie. Because it's showing on someone else's TV. I didn't get that far. I think I got halfway. That movie is so weirdly paced.
They look about ready to string us up if we lose. Welcome to the legal system, where everything is pedantic and technicalities.
Chaos Control. I haven't seen it yet. I need to go. Ahoy! Sounds like Ibby got yoinked with a huge cane by Biscuit.
Trials here are pretty much like the ones back home, but with one major difference. The divination seance. The victim's final memories will become a matter for deliberation.
I've heard about that. They haven't stopped you from winning your cases here in Karine.
True, but it wasn't easy.
It is the worst GUI I've ever seen. No, it's not that bad.
Gerald Vors Tales. No spoiling! Gerald doesn't vor tales. Still, the memories of the dead are simply another piece of evidence. There's always a way to deal with them if your client is truly innocent.
Well, I know Dirk is innocent, but...
I have one more big secret. Apollo, in court tomorrow, you may find yourself faced with a truth that is difficult to accept. But I know you, and I know you can handle the truth no matter what it turns out to be. I know that because I believe in you. You're my son after all.
Dirk. What the heck was that? What is that secret you're keeping? Hey, AJ! Here you go, just like I promised.
Thanks, Stats. Wait, weren't you arrested by the police yesterday?
Yup, and I spent the night in the slammer. I had a fine meal, a shower, and even a bed. What more could I ask for?
That actually sounds way better than where we're staying.
Just remember, AJ, if Dirk's found guilty today, we'll all probably be found guilty under the Defense Culpability Act, too.
Yeah, Mayuta said something to that effect.
That witch, Garen, wants to take advantage of today to crush our revolution once and for all. The fate of the revolution and every Kuranese person rests on this trial. We're counting on you, AJ.
We'll be fine. I'm gonna win this one. You'll see. Why does Thiener look green screen? I know. Every time I've seen her in the maid outfit, it's just... There's something that feels disconnected, especially about that outfit. Her hair... Yeah, there's like a weird green sheen about it.
The trial will begin shortly, Apollo. Let's make our way into the courtroom.
Right! While there's no music, I did just want to say one thing about the Sonic 3 movie of what I've seen. There is a certain point where just all of a sudden, Sonic just says Shadow's name, even though they haven't introduced what Shadow's name is at that point. And I feel like there's a scene missing there about Sonic learning Shadow's childhood. But it feels like they skipped it. But still, in the very next scene, it's just like, Shadow. Yeah, it's just like they didn't introduce. He's called Shadow to Sonic, and yet Sonic in this scene calls him Shadow. Yep. Playing these lawyer games and knowing when characters know certain things has opened up my mind whenever I watch movies and shows. I'm just like, hey, you shouldn't know this character's name.
Ah, it's this old guy. Let the trial of Dirk Mochi begin.
The defense is ready, Your Honor.
The prosecution is ready, Your Majesty.
So it's really come down to this. Well, don't expect me to hold anything back, Nayuta.
This trial will examine both the murder of Justice Minister Inga Kahul Karine and the assassination of the former Queen Amara Sigatar Karine. First, I believe we should address the murder of Minister Inga. Would that be acceptable, Prosecutor Sadmohi? The Prosecutor Sadmohi?
Yes, of course. Please proceed.
What's with them?
How very unlike you, Prosecutor Sadmohi. We're just doing a trial about the killer, Dark Sadmohi. You know, your father. Is your mind elsewhere this day?
Not at all, Your Majesty.
Yuti is distracted.
Because you called him Yuti, I just, in my head, it's like forcing debts of just like, Yuti's distracted.
Attack! Kill! Show them through rebellion, Drago, rushed power. Your fat.
Your father. Your father.
You think I have issues? That's my freaking father!
Horrible actor. Very good line, though.
Are you really going to be able to go through with this, Nayuta?
Well, Prosecutor Sadmohi, I would be remiss if I failed to voice a concern of mine. I have heard mention that you are child to the accused, Dirk Sadmohi.
You have heard true. Does that fact pose some sort of problem, Your Majesty?
A father being prosecuted by their own child. Could one possibly deliberate such a case without having personal feelings intervene?
Yes, without question. Can they really handle this?
If it's even Prosecutor Sadmohi going against their own father.
How can it be objection? Alright, he gets his own objection line.
Dirk? Fellow citizens, you would do well not to underestimate my child. They're not one to allow personal feelings to interfere with the execution of their duty. Isn't that right, Nayuta?
I will not stop until my work here is done.
See? So all you doubters just sit back down before you trip over your own stupidity.
The accused will not take the stand without first being summoned. In any case, you can only set yourself in face-down defense position. Understood? If Prosecutor Sadmohi has no issue with this arrangement, then let us commence the deliberations.
Objection!
That was a different voice.
Huh?
One moment, if you would.
Your Eminence.
Your Eminence, what brings you here? Your Majesty, it would appear that Prosecutor Sadmohi does indeed have some reservations. No,
That's not true.
Did you truly believe you could deceive me, Nayuta said Mohi? One should hold no reservations if one is to stand on these hollowed funerary grounds.
I have not your
No, it is clear. We cannot have this matter. We cannot leave this matter to you. We shall handle the prosecution of enemy of the crown Dok Sadmohi personally. But remain by our side and bear witness to how true prosecutor enforces the law.
Excuse me? But is the queen going to prosecute the case? Is that, kosher?
There is no need for concern. Before we were crowned queen, we served as a prosecutor.
Really?
As a foreigner, your ignorance can be excused, but know this. The prosecutor in charge of the Queen Amara assassination case 23 years ago was none other than Her Eminence Queen Garan Sigatar Kurain.
Any prosecutor's a step up for Madi. Her ear is pierced to hold her BK crown. Oh, this part. Ouch.
Tidbit, look at her ear!
Wait, why does she talk we? She uses we like venom. It's the royal we, Kiri. We? They refer to themselves in the third person pronouns. Or
she has so much spiritual power that, in fact, there are several spirits in her, and that's why she says we.
First, your majesty, and now this. Why doesn't anyone ever tell me these things? I heard she served as the Minister of Justice, but she was also a prosecutor? I'm guessing she probably moved up the ladder from prosecutor to justice minister.
We prosecuted that case 23 years ago, but no verdict was ever rendered. We had one guilty verdict in every case until then, for no lawyer could stand up to us.
I am at a loss for words. To think I would once more bear witness to Her Eminence at work in the Hall of Justice.
Our first trial in 23 years. No quarter shall be given to criminals. We shall prosecute them with all our might.
Let's go, not muddy. What the heck? What a magnificent sight! The Queen's attire from prosecutor days, to think we see it once more! What the? What the actual fuck? Is that a JoJo stand? Wow! Oh, and Doll adds them of just like, hey, at Al, remember when you said the outfit was kind of ridiculous? Look at this! There was like 5 Magitamas on her neck! That's Queen Gran? Talk about an extreme makeover. Look at Phoenix's hunch!
It's all coming back now. The feel of my blood pumping through my veins. Woe to you, O enemies of Khura'in, for I shall personally slice, dice, and grind you into hog feed. I don't suppose I can ask her to roll back to her polite pre-makeover personality.
Grind me, please.
Kiri! Know this, lawyer.
Yes?
Now that I stand as prosecutor, consider your defense's bench a headman's scaffold. If you wish to leave any last words, I advise you start to think of them now. While you still have a head with which to think, that is.
She's dead serious.
Now, it is time for the divination seance. Rafa, come forth. You know, I thought there'd be like a turn heel moment. I didn't think it'd be this extreme.
Your benevolence. Thank you for gracing us with your presence.
I don't like seeing my mom like this. This is weird.
Your benevolence? I understand it may be difficult for you, but your mother just looks like this. You have to deal with it.
But I don't want to look like her when I grow up. What? What was that? I don't want to look like my mother when I grow up. Don't we all, Rafa? Don't we all?
Ibis Strong confirmed.
Ibby has meat.
May we proceed with the divination seance?
Yes, let us proceed.
Forgive me for asking, but are you feeling physically unwell? If so, I would advise you to avoid any undue exertion. Your benevolence?
What's wrong? It's like her mind's elsewhere, but here.
A lot's happened since yesterday. On top of the murder of her beloved father, she found out that he'd been planning a coup. And today she'll have to experience his death through his own eyes. Yeah, that would be enough to shake anyone up. Still, it seems like she's worse off today than she was yesterday. Yeah, I don't remember her being this depressed.
Okay, people. What's the bit for Flashback Garan? I got nothing.
What's wrong? Is she growing? Adapting? Reacting? I've never seen this before. Looks at Muddy.
Do a Patrick Star...
Venom.
Do Venom. Her bit is just an entirely different person. Get me in VC, I'll do it.
That would be funny, but I don't know how Discord is. I don't know if I've set up Discord to be audio run through my stream.
But, Venom, we must speak with our child.
It's a mother's duty to discipline her child. After all. Now, if you would excuse us.
Discipline? Coming from her? I don't like the sound of that at all.
We are Garan.
It should auto do all computer sounds through OBS. Sonic? Wait. Gran didn't do something to her, did she?
Your Eminence, about today's divination seance. As I understand it, the prosecution has yet to review its content. Is this deviation from protocol a part of your plan?
Prosecutor Sadmohi, would you care to explain your actions? Your Eminence, the accused was caught at the scene of the crime. Therefore, I deemed no seance would be necessary for such a clear-cut case. You and your bleeding heart. You seek to spare Rafa the trauma of witnessing her father's death. Is that why you have done this? Not at all.
Look at little Rafa! Look at her!
Only 5, though. We're safe.
They got them Infinity Stones. You were concerned for me, Prosecutor Sadmahi?
That's oddly compassionate of them, all things considered. Your Eminence, Your Majesty, regardless of what is best for her benevolence, this case is blessed with a bounty of incontrovertible evidence. So I believe we could reach a swift verdict without devoting precious time to a seance.
You have a point. Personally, I would like to spare her benevolence any undue misery. Experiencing the murder of a loved one is a burden no one should have to bear.
Prosecutor Sadmahi, Your Majesty, I have already seen it. My mother forced me to do it. Can this trial truly proceed without a divination seance?
I can't blame her for not wanting to experience her father's murder firsthand.
Your Eminence, what are your feelings on the matter? Shall we have her benevolence return home for some much-needed rest?
We shall not. You fools spoil her with your feckless words of compassion. Listen well, Rafa. You have spoken time and time again about how grown up you are.
Oh, it's those kind of parents.
Ugh.
What the feck? Burning biscuit. You're on thin fucking ice. No swearing in my Christian Minecraft server.
Yes, but... So, let us see if the royal priestess has truly come unto her own. Are you prepared to fulfill your duty and perform the divination seance as you should? Yes. That's better. See? Problem solved.
Ugh. Poor Rafa. Is this really a good idea? I Guess we'll see.
Very well. Let us begin the divination seance. Nina? Nina? My robe. Oh. Right.
Looks like Nina's still missing. It's been a whole day already.
Barbed head?
Yeah?
You removed my robe.
What? Why me?
Don't keep her benevolence waiting now, Mr. Right.
Lazy Biscuit was timed out for 10 seconds.
Ban me, for I have been committing atrocious acts.
Wait, no! Biscuit didn't get a fair trial!
Objection! They need to go to court!
Guilty.
What?
Can't you see she's ready to begin?
Great. I've been reduced. I've been reduced to royal robe remover. It's like she's grooming Mr. Right to be Nina's replacement.
Very well, Your Benevolence. Please start when you are ready. Come now, Rafa. You know what must be done. There is no turning back now. I know.
The final memories of the deceased. This should be interesting.
Oh no, her shoulders are out. What a harlot! Don't you dare say that about Rafa. Doll!
Holy Mother, we hold this
Lockdown,
divination seance
lockdown
in
or
your name.
for 5 seconds.
Let the eyes of everyone here
No,
be clear
please!
and
Boom!
our ears be unstopped.
Wait a minute. I need to see something. Gotta wait the 10 seconds. Does it permanently delete all previous messages? Yes. Okay, we're not doing that as a bit. Possibly. Yeah, no, we're not doing that as a bit. I like having the chat. Especially since I don't have it up on screen yet. I said feck and Doll banned me. Yeah. I lost my first place! Holy, what? It shot all the way up to there? Oh my gosh. You said ban you, and I banned you. Doll, don't do that. Don't do that anymore. We're only use this power responsibly, okay? Your first doesn't go in VOD anyway. I don't know. I'm assuming if it got them all, it did. You Thanos snapped him. Fair statement, I guess. Even if people ask to be banned, do not ban them. Only if they do a bannable offense do we ban them. Pre-stream doesn't go into VOD. True.
O dance of devotion, guide the victim's soul to me, so that we may receive their final memories in the pool of souls.
Frick. That means all the messages I didn't say are just not gonna be known anymore. Tidbit coming to terms with her guilt. Miss, this is a trial. Please get back to the podium, please, miss. This is obviously Biscuit's first day.
We're hitting the Osu with this one, fellas. Beat drop. I said stop!
Why is everyone funny when I have to do chores? Because when people are funny, they apparently get banned. I don't like that bit anymore.
I know we said we're only banning responsibly, but doll!
I am very... I don't like when stuff gets deleted and removed and lost. I have every version of Magic of Voxel I've ever used because I just don't delete them. Again? No. Rafa, no!
Your benevolence! What's wrong?
This is unacceptable, young lady. You are supposed to perform the most perfectly. You are my child!
But bailiff, take her benevolence to the first aid station at once!
This is not good.
Your Eminence, do you have any idea why her benevolence collapsed so suddenly?
It seems she was not ready for what the deceased was to reveal. It overwhelmed her. Her inexperience and immaturity left her ill-prepared to face her father's death. Huh. And she said she could go through with it. How very disappointing.
As someone who's not winning a Mother of the Year, ever. I mean, of course Rafa is going to be overwhelmed. She's still just a child!
It seems we have no choice but to move on to witness testimony. Your Majesty...
Yes, let us proceed. Bailiff, summon the first witness, if you would. Dirk said Mahi. Is this not the accused?
It is indeed. I thought I would give him the opportunity to plead his case. For true justice is more than unalliterated presentation of the facts by the prosecution. That was the wrong word. Is more than a unilateral presentation of the facts by the prosecution.
That seems uncharacteristically fair of her.
Folks, can we get some likes for Dirk?
Yes, make sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel to know when the next time the stream is happening. Because, hint hint, next Monday, not happening. But the Monday after that should be happening. And then, subscribe in case there's a special video that pops up in between this stream and the next. Who knows? There might be something. And like the stream, clip your favorite moments to share with your friends. And comment. Funny bits. Stuff. You know the things.
Go to the Patreon to see Biscuit's messages that had to be cut for time. I don't have an operational Patreon. If you find a Patreon with my name, it's probably not me. However, should the accused fail to produce convincing testimony, he, along with his cabal of traitorous lawyers, shall immediately be found guilty, and their heads will roll from their shoulders. What? I should have known there was a catch.
Your court, your rules. Same as it always was, I see, Garan.
Now then, Mr. Dirksat Mocky, if you could enlighten us as to what happened.
If you find Tidbit's secret Patreon, you get even more rewards per money. I mean, I did make a Patreon a long time ago, but I don't even think it's hooked up to my bank account anymore. That was years ago. And I also have like a normal user Patreon. I'm subscribed to Jello. But boy.
Now then.
Well, I would if I could. I was struck by a sudden dizziness the moment I entered the tomb. The next thing I knew, I was standing there with a bloody knife in my hand. And lying right in front of me was Inga, dead as a doornail. I've no recollection of what happened in the interim. But I didn't kill him. At least, I don't think I did. It goes against everything I believe in.
Tid, do the Game Grumps. Would if I could bitch. I mean, I've never actually looked at their Patreon. They already put out so much content. And they're not exactly struggling for money. That's what you wrote. It did. Do the Game Grumps. Would if I could, bitch. No. Patreon! They quote a movie. Huh? That doesn't explain squat! What if I could? Bitch. For the record, let it be known that the accused fingerprints were all over the murder weapon. And since he was caught in the act, there was no chance for a third party to tamper with it. Would if I could, bitch, is a quote they do. Huh? Just need some quotation marks to help clarify, that is all. I still don't get what you're doing.
Well, that certainly seems to point the finger at you, Mr. Sedmohi.
Even as a lawyer, I have to agree with you there, Your Majesty.
Seriously, Dirk? This is no laughing matter. Get me MVC. I'll do it. Orca, are you stealing my boy bits? Get me in here. Get me in the stream. Come on, come on. Let me in, let me in, let me in. You're stealing my bits!
This is exactly what Gran wanted. To have Dirk try to plead to his case, only to fail miserably.
No, of course not. Is that your bit? And are you gonna be a hypocrite about it, Tid? What do you expect me to do? Just bring him in here? Sure!
Hi, it's me, Little Marshy. I work for the union.
Alright, get out of here. Hell. I think I did great. How low can she go? I mean, using a soundboard to act like someone showed up and then impersonating them? Let me know if you want me back on, guys. Vote now. Doll, start a poll. Prosecutor, behold this most unpleasant of spectacles, and let it be etched into your soul. See how instead of accepting the inevitable, those fish-brained lawyers flounder and flop themselves straight into the abyss of despair. Yes, Your Eminence. Show me the way. I don't think I can do that.
Now then, would the defense please begin their cross-examination?
Really, she's got an angry face down there. There's so much has happened, and we're only at the 2-hour mark. Wow. She got angry. She tattooed herself looking disappointed on her. Carrie, you can never get enough of me, admit it. You were struck by a sudden dizziness. Was it because of his illness? Is that something that has ever happened to you before?
Can't say that it has. Maybe age is catching up with me. I'm no spring chicken after all. Yeah, Marshy, don't you know I'm also an old person?
That's not the issue here. A most cunning excuse. One befitting of an insidious insurgent.
Oh?
A killer who does not recall his crime. How very convenient. Next, I imagine you will plead insanity. You aim to seek a lesser sentence through excuses and subterfuge, do you not? Do you disagree?
Objection! Don't make me laugh, your malevolence.
How dare you?
I'm merely stating my innocence. I have no intention of offering excuses. I'm explaining myself. you as a parent obviously don't understand when a child is explaining versus when they're excusing. You just see every talk as back talk. You're a horrible mother. It's your baseless speculation I would decry as foolish. You deceitful.
Is it your wish that I should claim your head right now in this very hall?
Well, that would certainly speed things along. Fucking try me.
Hold it!
Dirk, why don't you let me handle it from here? And if there's anything you need to say, you can say it through me, okay? Anything to stop you from needling the queen.
Next time you have an objection, you'd better have some proof to go with it, Duck. The accused will continue with what he does recall of the crime.
Hold it!
Do you recall anyone putting the knife in your hand, Dirk?
I wish I could say I did, but I don't remember a thing from before I came to. You think there might have been a third party in the tomb, son?
Yeah, because if you didn't do it, then the real killer must have been there with you.
Objection!
Oh, I just thought of a really, really tricky thing. Because it's like, oh, why does the pendant have blood? Why is there blood leading to the mysterious coffin? And it's like her supposedly being still alive. Wait. I wonder if Queen Garan cannot spirit channel and only she can, and this is actually her. That'd be crazy. But back to what I was saying is they have all this stuff of just like, yeah, Inga died, and it's obviously Dirk, but we show enough proof to not only show that it's like it wasn't Dirk, it was her who killed him, but that means the prosecutor, you know, her, she has to she has to reveal that it's like, yes, they are alive. But then it's like, oh, then they killed in self-defense because that's the queen. Why was she hidden all this time? If she was the killer, it would, like, reveal everything.
You called, Your Eminence!
Does she go anywhere without those goons?
Was there a third party in the tomb when you were securing it?
No, Your Eminence, we searched it high and low, but found no one of the sort.
And there you have it.
Oh, right, they did search the place.
Furthermore, my guards had the entire tomb surrounded, so there was no way for anyone to escape.
That's right! No one got in or out without our knowledge. Her Eminence on-site directives were absolutely flawless.
Yeah.
Do you see now? The presence of a third party is beyond the realm of possibility. The tomb was, for all inherent purposes, completely sealed off from the rest of the world.
What a waste of time.
How can it be more obvious Dirk must be the killer?
Thanks for nothing, gallery. As if our graves weren't already deep enough.
Accused, What do you believe about the possible presence of a third party?
Well, based on the situation you presented, I'd say the chances are slim to none.
You didn't have to agree with her, Dirk.
Let the accused's statement be added to his testimony.
Very well, Mr. Sadmoki, if you would.
It's like, the more we press, the thinner our case gets. Well, let's keep pressing, and maybe we'll work out the wrinkles in it.
The possibility of a third party being there in the tomb is probably non-existent.
We can't prove you innocent without at least the possibility that a third party was there.
Find the possible in the impossible, son. That's just what a lawyer's got to do sometimes. Isn't that right, right?
Me? Yeah, you could say that. I've seen more than a fair share of trials like that. They'd start with no viable evidence, useful testimony, or any hope of winning. But through cold sweat, desperation, and a little luck, I always managed to pull them off.
Right. I can see we are kindred spirits, you and I.
Can't believe Chitty's ignoring how hilarious my last message was. There's a lot to read. Look, there's 10 people watching the stream. And a lot of you talk very quickly.
You're telling me a crab ran these goons?
Oh. Crap ragoon. Jeez. Taking cases like that must have shaved years off your life.
See, it was hilarious.
Yes, we should somehow figure out a way to get chat up onto the screen so it can be immortalized. If that were true, I'd be long dead. Find the possible in the impossible. Can I prove that it was at least possible that there was a third party there? Dirk, what did you see at the scene of the crime?
Let's see. I came to...
That's why he acts so old, even if he's just 35.
You stated that he was as dead as a doornail. How can you be so sure?
It's pretty easy to spot the difference between a soulless man and the soulless shell of a man. His complexion and the amount of blood at the scene made it obvious which it was.
Huh. Watch your words, or you shall join Minister Inga much sooner than expected. This fan of war allows me to mark you for death if I whack you with it. That's right, I'm a scout main, and my favorite color of cosmetic? Lime. You can bow your head before him and seek his forgiveness there in the Twilight Realm. If you still have a head to bow, that is.
You bloodthirsty spider! What happened to you? There was still a little love in your heart 23 years ago. You even used to think of me as a brother.
It seems you truly do have a death wish.
Is that really all you've got?
Dirk, I'm begging you. Enough of the lip. Just deliver your testimony. Please!
All right. I'll try, but I can't promise anything.
Hold it!
A day's passed since the murder. Haven't you remembered anything in that time? My memory is a complete blank. It's as if that part of my brain has been scooped right out.
Weird. He's giving the exact same description as someone who channeled a spirit.
How very convenient. But even if you've no memory of the event, your guilt is without question.
Also, we should fear she has all the Infinity Stones, because there's one in the forehead like Vision. Or Ultron, if we were going with the what-if universe.
There is nothing more to debate.
You're forgetting one thing, Gran. I have no motive.
You led a band of insurgents that seek to overthrow the government. I would say that alone is motive enough to slay our kingdom's minister of justice.
Objection! I've declared countless times that I led a bloodless revolution. I forbid violence and murder, even if some younger members have had a thirst for blood.
A bloodless revolution. He wouldn't really have a motive in that case. Is that an important statement?
Yeah?
That was an important statement. I'd like my client to add it to his testimony.
Very well, then. The accused will please do as the defense has requested.
I don't have a motive for killing Inga. After all, me and my ilk seek a bloodless revolution.
A bloodless revolution. Could you be more specific?
I'm talking about dragging his pompous prosecutor here off her bloody throne. Wait, I'm talking about dragging this pompous prosecutor here off her bloody throne. So go ahead, Gran. Act all high and mighty now, because it's the last chance you'll get.
You still speak of rebellion, despite the charges against you. You truly are a fool. I will prove your guilt soon enough and display your head for all of Khura'in to see. People will forever speak of you, not as a revolutionary, but as the terrorist you are.
Damned if you do, damned if you don't. Can't blame him for doing it at this point. She's even got a whole extra 5 on the other hand, too.
You're mistaken, Your Maleficence. It will be you the people will speak of as the tyrant who was overthrown by her own people.
I wonder if you will still be spewing such nonsense before the headsman's axe.
I'm afraid I'll still be like this in the afterlife, despot.
I know that self-restraint is as foreign as apple pie to Dirk, but I'd really rather go home than to the Twilight Realm after this.
Hold it!
Can you state that you didn't kill him more definitively?
How can I, when I have no memory of what happened?
Well, can you at least state whether or not you are a murderer?
That I can do. I am not a murderer, and I would never kill anyone, no matter the circumstances.
Objection!
And do you have any evidence to support your claim that you did not kill the minister?
Evidence? No. I can't say I do.
In that case, you will strike the statement I didn't kill him from your testimony.
Wait, you can't just discard testimony like that. I mean, I'm the one cross-examining the defendant and all.
Hold your prattling tongue, foreign devil. I am the queen of this kingdom, and the queen is law. As such, I need not follow the laws that are in place. I can make and break them at will. Gosh.
Henceforth, the accused will refrain from stating I didn't kill him.
Oh shit, she's not using the royal we anymore. Yeah, she's using the royal Wii U.
What? Sure, whatever. It's the Garang show, after all. Same as always. I thought. Though, I guess there's no evidence that proves I didn't kill him either.
Dirk, leave the evidence finding to me. Now please, will you stop agreeing with everything the prosecution says?
Alright, I'll stick to the facts from now on. But remember, son, if you truly believe in me, you should be able to prove my innocence. I know you can do it.
He believes I'll prove him innocent. Even with all these inconvenient truths. Is that what he's saying? I think Dirk might be onto something. Even the most disadvantageous facts may point the way to the truth. So don't ignore them. Think of them as food for thought. Don't worry, I know. The worst of times when lawyers have to force their biggest smiles. I need to remember that, no matter how difficult the facts may be to deal with. If only we could establish the possibility of a third party. But does the possibility even exist? We don't have a choice. Proving it exists is the only way to start a real dialogue here.
Gosh, I have pushed all statements. Which means I gotta throw evidence. I imagine the firecracker that it says here is not a firecracker. It was this weird gun. I feel like this is somehow.
Objection!
There we go.
Your evidence! I'm afraid this trial will not go exactly as you anticipated. Because I can show how there might have been a third party in that tomb.
Oh? How very fascinating. Go on. I do so love a good fairy tale.
We did a luminal test at the crime scene.
What?
You know, we can look at invisible blood. And we found a blood stain that didn't match the Justice Minister's blood. I will remind you that neither Dirk nor Ms. Fey were injured during the incident. The thing is, the bloodstain we found had been wiped up by someone.
What's this? But? Who would have done such a thing? Who cleans up blood?
That's the big question, isn't it? Who wiped up the blood, and why? Thinking about it logically, it must be someone who wanted to conceal their presence at the scene of the crime.
Oh? And to whom do you suppose the bloodstain might belong?
The bloodstain belongs to... Inga, no. The real killer. If we just say Amara, it's just like, who the fuck are you talking about? The bloodstain belongs to the real killer, of course. However, whoever it was, they were probably shot while they were attacking Minister Inga. And since their blood would give them away, they had to wipe it up. I'd say this because we know for a fact that the Justice Minister fired his gun in the tomb.
Objection!
You have the memory of a flea. There was nowhere for anyone to hide. This too is a known fact.
Objection!
But a bloodstain from a third party means there must have been someone hiding there.
Very well, then. Tell me this. Where was this third party hiding?
Oh. The crime scene was thoroughly searched after it was discovered. So if there was a hiding place, it would have to be somewhere where no one would dare look. Like a certain sarcophagus? Somewhere no one would dare look.
Let's have your answer, Defense. Now, where could a third party have hidden?
It's just right here. There's one place no one would search. Not even the Queen's Royal Guard. And that would be... inside Queen Amara's sarcophagus. Even now, it's locked up tight. No one would find you if you hid in there. I'm told it's temperature controlled to preserve the mummy within. Or, if it were Kiri saying it, I'm told it's temperature controlled to preserve the mummy within. But if someone dressed warmly enough, they could withstand the cold for a short time.
This is sacrilege! Surely the perpetrator of such a foul deed would be cursed!
Ayo, I could have done it in Kiri's voice, but doing Kiri's certain accent is very difficult without, like, live demonstration or a video.
But that's just it. The killer knew everyone would be too scared to open the sarcophagus.
Damn, we got a roasted fox on the menu tonight!
The killer knew everyone would be too scared to open the sarcophagus. True, the guards were so scared of being cursed, they wouldn't even touch it. And when the coast was clear, the killer made a quick escape from within their frigid confines.
I'm bad with words. Cut it out.
Well now, that does sound like a plausible method of evading capture.
The defense requests a DNA test on the bloodstain. And then we'll see just who the real killer is.
Such insolence!
Bow your head and kneel, lawyer. So your head may be parted from your shoulders.
The trial's not even over. Hey!
How soon you forget. You are already on the headsman's scaffold. As such, I could order your beheading at any moment.
All I did was request a DNA test.
There is no need to request such a test. Royal Guards, bring it forth now.
Here you are, Your Eminence!
The police have already identified the source of the bloodstain. The DNA test revealed that the blood is of the traitor Dirk Sadmohi.
What? But Dirk wasn't injured. So where did this blood come from? Maybe he coughed it up. Dirk's illness. Coughs blood. Kiri's voice is cute. Words are hard to be. You're bilingual. You've got an excuse for being bad at words.
Oh, you were imitating my voice on accident? Lamau.
Still, there was a lot of blood. Could he have coughed up that much? Yes, he coughed it up in a long, straight line. Did he wipe it up to hide his failing health? Dirk, is it really that bad? Wait a minute. Nope. Dang it, we don't have that image. I just noticed that it was... the blood was on top of the ropes that held Maya, so it was after the fact?
Ah, shoot. You got me.
Mysterious bloodstains. It's Dirk's blood.
Pay attention, horned devil, for this case has already been solved. You claim that this bloodstain would lead us to the real killer, did you not?
About that,
Did you or did you not make that claim of your own volition, defense?
yes, I did. After she steered you in that direction, that is. I fell right into her trap.
Do you see now the folly in opposing the very embodiment of the law? Whatever you say or do shall come to no avail. A third party at the scene of the crime is beyond the realm of possibility.
No!
Praise the Queen of Grid! Her Eminence legal tactics are beyond compare!
I hate to say this, but she's really got us good.
The key to Amara's esophagus. That's a different thing. The key to Amara's sarcophagus is under the protection of the royal family. My husband and I are the only ones who could open it.
And who was there? Oh. They were talking about how the cuffs were weird. I wonder if the cuffs are how it opens.
Therefore, it would be impossible for some knave to open it.
How can you How can embody the law if you don't have a body? Mrs. Bugdigger. Aforementioned!
Looks like he has a Wiimote, a Wii Zapper. Wanted to play Duck Hunt. Can I really discount the sarcophagus as a hiding place, though? What if the real killer is still in there? No, that's just ridiculous.
I believe we have rebels and sympathizers in the gallery today. It is to you I speak. Have you been listening, Duck said Mahi, the one who proclaimed a bloodless revolt? Has betrayed your cause by resorting to murder.
No, it can't be. Dirk would never.
There must be some kind of mistake.
The Defiant Dragons and their sympathizers are starting to have doubts. So, this is why Garan allowed us to cross-examine Dirk. By establishing his guilt in Inga's murder, she's effectively damaged his reputation among those who support him. True, but now we have an even bigger problem.
He killed one person, so his point about our genocide is invalid.
You can't overthrow deep, powerful corruption without shedding a little blood. And now, filthy lawyers, you will honor your end of the bargain. Accept your guilty verdict for your failure to explain your client's actions. Ayo! Why that delivery of deep, powerful titty?
Cuz, it was suspicious why you said it that way, Marshy.
Nope.
She's got her own gavel.
Now, shall I pass judgment upon the criminal, Duck Sadmoki? Then what's this? You shall pass judgment? But your evidence, is that not my role?
Ooh, role. Everyone has a role to play, and yet she's breaking all of them.
Hold your tongue. You are but a figurehead before me, the embodiment of law. Consider yourself dismissed. As Queen of Kurain, I shall now pass judgment upon the accused. Guilty.
That's playing the victory noise.
What the fuck?
It is Garad's show. I guess it's getting canceled.
Objection! Wait! You didn't even give me a chance to rebut.
Know when you are defeated, lawyer. But just this once, I am willing to show you the depths of my compassion. I do that hand thing.
I meant it like power imbalance, you little pervert. I feel like it could be good for carpal tunnel. I don't know.
We did it!
Ah, could have at least reacted to him shouting objection. Seems like a one-sided debate.
The depths of one.
Tell me why I should allow these proceedings to continue. Come, convince me.
Quick, Apollo! Even if you have to bluff, we gotta keep this trial going. Show her that the crime could have been committed by a third party. How am I supposed to do that? Why don't you start with...
Spot on Ibby laugh. Tiny Tior Liddy on your shoulder golfing. Why'd you let Ibby stay on VC and not me? Was it that good?
How about the timing of Inga's murder?
What?
This whole case is built on a single premise. That Inga was murdered after Dirk entered the tomb. But what if that's not true? Like, if our assumptions are all wrong? It might just work.
Well, don't keep us waiting, Defense.
Dirk became the prime suspect because it didn't seem probable that there was a third party at the scene of the crime. There is another question we should ask ourselves at this time. Was Minister Inga really killed after Dirk entered the tomb at that time?
What nonsense is this?
Setting aside the assumption that the murder occurred after Dirk arrived on the scene, opens up the possibility of a third party committing the crime.
You know what they say about assumptions? Come on, What?
The question before us is, when was Minister Inga really killed? What? After the body was found.
Tidbit doesn't know Avgun, I guess. But they wheeze like a freaking hyena. It's ass, but elongated. I'm not that cute. Ibby, you are adorable. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise, not even yourself. It's not allowed. Legally, I am now the law. It's illegal.
Isn't it possible that, before Dirk even set foot in the tomb, Minister Inga was already dead?
That would certainly make the possibility of a third party more probable.
Why, of course.
Of course!
I fell unconscious right after I entered the tomb. Even if I hadn't, I wouldn't have had a clear line of sight to his body from the entrance.
Tidbit is Garan.
Of course I am Garan. I am everyone here.
Which means... you wouldn't have noticed his body either way. This scenario is entirely possible. Even me?
Yeah, Kiri, we proved that in VC one time.
I am you. I can sometimes do your voice. You know, I could have been the one to do the Genshin stream. Who knows? But then you had to go and make another stream because something fucked up, and then the real Kiri showed up.
Which means Marcy wants to do things with you, says Jay. Is there fan art?
And so we can't rule out the possibility of a third person committing the crime.
I see. Well, that certainly does make sense.
No fan art from me. I've been too invested. Aw, dang. I should be more boring.
So far, so good. This might actually work.
Very well. I shall play along with whatever little game you have knocked around in that tiny mind. I was starting to get quite bored of all this. I could do with a distraction.
Don't let the flame die out! What an asshole! Letting the flame die out. Yes! Huge asshole.
Let us hear some testimony that will shed light on when exactly the minister was slain. Bailiff, summon Rafa. Surely she has recovered by now.
What? But what about me? Don't I serve a purpose anymore?
Yep. I like how they're showing this of just like Garand is slowly taking away everyone's role, and they're despondent, and they're just like,
What is my purpose now? Huh, maybe I will start a revolution. I hope you are feeling better, Your Benevolence. I'm not the judge anymore. That's your freak of a mother.
Must I perform the divination seance?
What? Oh, no. We merely require your testimony this time.
How could my testimony be of any value?
Your Benevolence!
Princess Rafa seems awfully depressed. After what she's been through, summoning her again is like rubbing salt in the wound. Being unable to perform the seance was probably the last straw. I hope she doesn't pass out again.
Prosecutor Sadmahi, may I ask you something?
Of course, Your Benevolence.
I've been meaning to ask you this since yesterday.
I honestly forgot Said Mahi was still there.
Do you know about Queen Amara? And about me?
From where did you hear such a thing?
From Mother, and only yesterday. Rafa was carrying on about telling the truth to the people. So I told her. I told her what the truth really was. For it is up to a mother to discipline her child.
I see. Be that as it may, Your Benevolence, it has no bearing upon our trial here today. So, there is no need to let it trouble you.
You're in public, ma'am.
I know.
Garan told Rafa about something other than Amara's status? Sounds like it. But what could it be? Last I heard, their Facebook status was, it's complicated. Being dead and all. Phoenix, why are you laughing? I don't know.
Rafa, the defense has proposed something preposterous. They somehow think your father was already dead when Dirk entered the tomb. I believe you can prove them wrong. Are you prepared to do what is required of you? Yes, I am ready to testify. There is a preposter among us.
Same, Evelyn. Whenever she says the word
Discipline, I shudder. Poor Rafa. Yay.
worst mom.
Very well, then, Your Benevolence. Your testimony, if you please.
Just to double check before we go into another testimony thing, because it's right near the end, is there any fan art for us to look at? Or shall we look at the testimony and deal with it tomorrow? Well, not tomorrow. We'll deal with it 2 weeks from now. Don't think so. Oh, dang. Okay. On the day of the murder, I was gazing upon the courtyard from my second floor veranda. Around 2:30, I saw my father heading for Amara's tomb. But we have a statement here of when the gun went off. At 2 p.m. Then, at about 2:45, I saw Barbed Head and company enter the courtyard. I saw no one go in or out of the tomb after my father entered at about 2:30. It's hard to make funny personal fan art when the story is scripted like this, Sag. Yeah, I don't really have a ton of people actively, like, making bits and bops. That's the sad part. It's just like, oh, in the beginning, you can make all the bits you want, but as you get it through an Ace Attorney game, it's like, oh, I really like how it's building up. I'm very invested in the final case. I'm not making any bits. Look at me. Your second floor veranda.
Did invite us to stream sometime and we can be silly.
I won't shut up about Meyer. Oh, she must be talking about that house facing Inga's private residence. So, that's the location from which you saw your father. And at about 2:30? Yes. And shortly after that, you people arrived at the royal residence. Yeah, groups bring the more silly. Yeah. Maybe another time. But then it's also a thing of just like, do our schedules help and stuff? And would it be, are you guys doing characters in the voice thing? Or is it just me and you guys are just sitting there making jokes?
So, after the minister entered Amara's tomb at around 2:30, no one went in or out until the murder was discovered.
I want to be Nayuta. Of course you do. Time zones are wacky. The tomb is closed to outsiders, so no one could have snuck in before the murder. That rules out any possibility of a third party lying in wait to slay my poor husband. Or so she'd like us to believe. She's obviously lying because this is the first time she's mentioned it's her husband. Now hear me, you useless lawyer. Cease this charade and bow before me. Marcy is just eating Cheetos and occasionally laughs very disruptedly at your bits with Cheetos in their mouth. Joke's on you, doll. We don't have Cheetos in England. We have Cheesy Poofs. Sorry. Curdsy Wurzler. For I, Queen Garan, shall finally have your head.
Forgive me, Your Eminence, but first, let us allow the defense to question the witness.
Then British Cheetos, then. On the day of the murder, I was gazing upon you. Okay. And since this is when I normally save, this feels like a good time to end the stream. Right before we hit the 3-hour mark. And so, whew! So much has happened already! But sadly, you're gonna have to wait for a while because the next stream is gonna be on the 27th. I am not doing a stream next week. But who knows? There might be a video that comes out. Who knows? Not even I know. We'll just see what happens. First miss. I know! The first time I have to miss stream. YouTube's gonna fuck you. Yeah, I'll suddenly lose all 10 of my viewers. Oh no. YouTube doesn't even know I exist. -4 viewers. We actively, like, deleted you from people's brains? This was a fun stream. I loved it. Yeah. Thanks for all showing up. Hopefully y'all can show up next time. Subscribe in case a video comes out. I don't even know if I can make it in time before the incident. To being epic with the voices. Yeah, thank you. My gosh. I was not expecting that costume change of the queen. I was expecting her, like, you know, maybe just getting into a more serious pose. And, like, being just on a, like, a human throne of, like, the royal guard or something like that. I was not expecting this whole costume change. Al didn't notice. Yeah, Al's probably fell asleep. She was so JoJo! Her ultimate form. The ultimate life form. Ted is better voice actor than me. Don't say that, Biscuit. You're important. You've been on things. I did voice acting professionally for over 8 years-ish. And I have absolutely nothing to show for it. And most of that is because it's just like, I hate... I do not like how I sounded back then. Didn't pop out of the egg back then. They just stand there. Nayuta is her stand. No, judging with JoJo character design, she's the stand. She does all the legwork while Nayuta's like, I am here. And aren't a character. Yeah, Nayuta is just standing there. But we'll see if they make a dramatic exit next time. Thank you all for showing up. I'll see ya when I see ya.